Hello friends, welcome back to Toy Cafe. I am your host, and in this video we are going to assemble this adorable little bedroom. This is a dollhouse kit, so it has all the parts ready to go. We just need to assemble everything and glue it all together, and that is where the fun is. So let's get into it and I'll show you what I did. So of course we always have to start with the box. I really like this box because it looks like candy, ribbon candy. Yeah, I like candy too, so yeah, all the little bits are there, lots of little pieces of paper, and some good instructions. You never underestimate how useful a good set of instructions are in any of these kits. You can usually figure out what to do on your own, but a good set of instructions just makes life so much easier. So we're starting with the walls as usual, and I have my paper cut slightly oversized so that I can trim it after the fact to get a perfect fit on the pieces of wood. Sometimes the pieces of wood aren't cut quite the right size, sometimes the paper isn't printed quite perfectly, and this way you get a nice coverage without any of that wood peeking through. You might get a little bit of white showing, but that's better than wood. And there we go, we got all the walls and floors done. A little bit of puckering on the floor there, unfortunately. I think I used a little too much glue. The glue I'm using here is not white glue, it's a type of urethane glue. And it works really well, but you can still get puckers in paper if you're not careful. If I was using a water-based glue like white glue, the puckers would be almost inevitable and quite difficult to deal with. But yeah, so even if you're not using water-based glue, you still have to be careful. And we're adding lace already. Yes, we are. I always say a little bit of lace will hide all of your sins. And we're starting with lace right out in the beginning, so there's not too many sins here, but let's cover everything up anyways. And this is going to be a little chest of drawers with false fronts, because this kit is able to take a music box if you have one. It doesn't come with the kit, unfortunately, but yeah, you can add that in later on if you like, or not at all. I decided not at all because, well, most of the music boxes I've been getting at this point all have the same song, which is rather unfortunate. So, and now we're doing the steps. These steps are meant to be a set of drawers that are also steps that lead up to the second bunk for the bunk beds. And if you look closely, you can see the drawers fronts are actually flush with the top of the steps, and that's a particularly dangerous design if it was to exist in real life, because you could step down, stand on one of the drawers, and it'll slide out underneath your feet and you'll fall down the stairs. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting detail. The steps should go on top of the drawers rather, if you want to do something like that in real life. But since it's just a dollhouse and we don't have to worry about our dollies slipping down the stairs, it'll be fine. Got a little table there with some coffee. Half of it is drunk out of one mug, and the other half, well, no, the whole is still in the other one. I guess they didn't like their coffee very much. So let's think about who lives in this little room while we're building it. And I'm going to say it's two little girls, just from all the lace and the frillies. Not that you have to be a girl to enjoy that kind of thing, but that would just be my guess. It's typically girls that like that, but, you know, if you're a guy that likes it, power to you. I like frillies sometimes too. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Yeah, and I think they're right at that age where they want to start being a little bit grown up. That's why they had the coffee, and it's black coffee. They were trying to drink black coffee, and one of them got about halfway through, but I think the younger sister, she couldn't deal with it at all. She took one sip and was like, "Oh, this is awful." I remember the first time I drank coffee, I could not imagine why anyone would want to drink it. I figured it was like cigarettes. It was something that I'd figure out when I was older. Still don't really like the taste of coffee, to be honest, so I never really figured it out. We're just building the mattress for the bunk bed, and here is just a single pane of wood, a single sheet of wood, covered with some comforters that are just glued up. There's actually a special way that I have to fold comforters now so that you can minimize the amount of material but get that sort of turned down look that looks really nice. This used quite a bit of material to get the same look. And I'll feature that in a video coming up sometime in the future. Different ways of faking a bed. But for now, just know that this uses a little bit of extra material, but that's okay if you have it. You just do whatever method you like best yourself. I prefer one thing or another, but if whatever you're doing comes out the way you want it to look, then it's the right way to do it. That's the great thing about these miniatures, is they're so small that they use so little material that you can really do anything you want with them. And there's no right or wrong, it's just what you want to happen. If it's what you want, then it's right. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy them so much. So we're making the other comforter there. Trying to get that turned down look again. I like that. And a double fold here. You get make it look like the blanket folds under instead of just coming to a frayed edge. That's really what I'm going for here with these little comforters. And I made this one a little bit long. I had the extra material, so I thought I'll just trim it off afterwards, and it worked out pretty well. It's always nice too that you can make things a little bit long and then trim them later, because then you're sure that they're just the right size and you don't have to measure and guess too much. Speeds things up a bit. I'll drop those into the bunk beds. I really like these bunk beds too, they're very pretty. Now we're going to make a little hat stand. This is the first time I ever made one of these, and it's literally just some dowels and some wire and a bead, and it came out really nice. I was really surprised. And there's all kinds of different styles of hat stands and colors and finishes. Yeah, that could be a fun way to explore the different things you could make, trying out all kinds of different hat stands. Yeah, I do get a little excited by hat stands. I think they're neat. You can still buy new hat stands too, which is a surprise. I didn't think anyone would make them anymore. Hardly anyone wears hats. So we're making a little shopping bag from a very fancy store. They got gold chain on the handles of their shopping bag. That must be a very upscale place. Probably where they got these pretty little slippers. They're almost Dorothy's ruby slippers. They did provide material for pillows, but I thought something fancier was needed because the whole bedroom was looking pretty fancy, so I used some satin ribbon and a little bit of glue to make these lovely little raviolis. Pillows, rather. Yeah, I think they came out and complemented the rest of the room really nice. So this little lampshade is meant to be all lace covered, and I think it came out okay. It was a little bit difficult to make because of the way that the material folded at the top. I had to fold it, glue it down, then trim it. Yeah, I don't know. I might do it a little bit differently if I had something like that again, but it still came out pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, that floor could definitely use a rug underneath the table, I think, but one wasn't provided, so... and I didn't add it. I don't know why. But here we go, a little doily on the dresser and a little lamp on top of the doily. Don't want to ruin the paint. Get that wired in there as well. Get that hat stand placed, and they're using it as a dress stand, which is pretty clever. There goes those pretty little shoes, a little warm carpet for them to step onto when they get out of bed. I think the little girl coming from the top bunk might get her feet cold for a moment as she walks from the bottom stair to the blanket, but I'm sure she doesn't mind. Get that cute little purse in there and the other purse. And, of course, all the things for the dressers. And these little girls like to read, so... They have lots of little cards and magazines and books. Yeah, I don't think they're book crazy. They're not bookworms or anything like that, but they do like to read. Look at all the stuff they got there to read. Yeah, little magazines and everything. Yeah, I love these little books. They're just so adorable. Yeah, the one on the bottom is going through a few books, looking up some ideas, and the one on top is in the middle of reading 3 of them at once. I think that might be somebody's little diary hidden underneath a little paperback book. A little package at the top. And some pictures. Oh, the little girl at the top likes swans. And a little shopping bag. And there we go. Isn't that adorable? This room, I think, is one of the best I've ever put together. Not just for fit and finish, but just the overall style is really charming and really cute. And pretty, too. The color scheme goes together well. All the little bits and pieces really complement the room and really help tell a story. Yeah, I think this one is if not the best, one of the bests that I've ever done. And it looks great at night too. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah. So if you agree with me and you would like to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing. And if you really want to help out, why not consider hitting one of those Amazon links down the bottom. If you buy the supplies that are linked to there or anything on Amazon after hitting that link, Amazon will kick back a few dollars to me and help me make more videos so we can enjoy more doll houses together. In any case, I want to say thank you for watching and bye-bye.